No one really understands that, technically when I'm doing my videos, I haven't been doing as much. Um, a long time ago, I used to always put comic, like I'm a comic, so, look at me funny when I'm talking to you, because I might be telling you the truth, and I might be telling the truth a little bit, and then I might be telling you the truth um, a little bit more. And sometimes the truth that I tell you is going to cause cognitive dissonance in you, which simply means that it's not going to go over very well. And, everyone knows that if you go to like a club that has comedy, they have those people that are in the audience that, um, they say nasty things to the people that are up on stage. Online, they're called trolls, but there's some other name for them, for those people that go to comedy clubs and yell at the people up on the stage. Anyway, we're going to call them trolls for now. And anyway, sometimes the trolls skip dinner, and they get low blood sugar, and it makes them really mean-spirited. All they really need is some pakoras, which are like these deep-fried things that they make in India for supper. And I don't like pakoras myself, because they're deep-fried, and they pretty much always give me really bad heartburn. Nevertheless, if you gave people with low blood sugar pakoras, their blood sugar would normalize before they get their heartburn, which is the whole point. And if their blood sugar normalizes, they won't be so mean-spirited. And then if they get heartburn, they're pretty much going to have to leave the audience and go to the nearest Circle K and get some Tums. Okay, I really don't think it's funny when I read stories about these hurry up and make a vaccine stories, and pretty much that's what we're hearing all the time is hurry up and get a vaccine. And today I read some reports in internet news that actually admitted that the information that they're publishing didn't come from scientific journals. It came directly from the companies. Now, I've already told you that the scientific journals are unreliable. If you go look up New England Journal of Medicine, about 11 years ago, the editors quit because this prestigious medical journal was publishing garbage studies, and the editors didn't want to be associated with that. And that was the best journal for medicine. So anyway, it's always been the way to release information to the public and to the stock market, because that's where the investors look at it, through journals that are supposed to review the studies. They call it peer review, where other scientists look to see if there's any errors. It just seems like there's such an enormous money grab going on. It's like a San Francisco 49ers, the gold rush to get these vaccines. That they're not even using peer-reviewed journals to release information to the population. It's highly dangerous. And they're looking at the global market. If 7.5 billion people have got to get a vaccine injection, I don't know, what are they going to charge an average rate? It's still a lot of money. If it was only $1 per injection, and it's probably going to be way more than that. But let's go with $1 per injection per human. That's $7.5, $8 billion. There's no way it's going to be $1 an injection. $35 would be cheap. $100? You just start adding zeros onto this, and you see why. There's this mad, mad rush to be the first one who's got one of these vaccines. The profit motive is unbelievable. So I bring you to the history of drugs. And the horrible history of drugs includes a drug for pregnant women that was released in the late 1950s, 1960s called thalidomide. And a lot of babies were born deformed because their mothers took thalidomide. So, they're talking about mandatory vaccines, barely tested vaccines, reports of early tests on people where people get really sick. You don't have a vaccine, you can't travel. You're going in permanent quarantine, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't buy anything. These are the stories. Are they real stories? Or are they just, conspiracy theory? I call it critical thinking. Is it conspiracy theory for me to talk about thalidomide? Because that's the way people look at me when I start bringing up these problems. If you're a young person, maybe you've never seen a thalidomide person. Go look it up. The profit motive in these vaccines is astronomical. And then it's going to be like the flu vaccine. You're going to have to get one every year. Because they're never satisfied with one time only. Big pharmaceutical companies, they're corporations. And their duty to their shareholders is profit. As far as ethics goes, corporations have proved over and over and over again they have no ethics. Enormous corporations like Volkswagen lied about fuel economy standards for their cars. Enormous corporations. How much money does Volkswagen have? They still lied. They're untrustworthy, which means our economic system based on corporations and profit is untrustworthy, which means it's not. It's not something I want on planet Earth. In other words, it's time we get rid of the profit motive, which means we have to go with the gift economy. You want to make a cure for all these things? If there's no profit in it, because you're going to gift it to people, then what? Are you still going to do it? If you're a true humanitarian, you work in a gift economy. Insulin. When it was invented, it wasn't patented because the scientists that did the research and came up with it They saw that there was a human need and they didn't want to profit from human misery. Now, somehow corporations have gobbled up production of insulin and they've made it so expensive that people die because they can't afford their insulin. Corporations are pure evil. Profit motive is pure evil. It's based upon greed, which is a vice recognized by the church forever. Thalidomide. Go look it up.